We start the Scott Jennings Show today with breaking news, and I want to return to Louisville, Kentucky, my hometown, where a UPS cargo plane crashed on Tuesday. You've no doubt seen the horrific video. 12 people are dead, at least 9 are still missing, and the National Transportation Safety Board is now on the ground. Joining us live on the Scott Jennings Show today is Todd Inman, a member of the National Transportation Safety Board and a Kentucky native himself. Todd, my old friend, thank you for joining us today. This must be an incredibly emotional experience for you to be back home in Kentucky, our home, and leading this investigation into this terrible plane crash. Todd, what can you tell us about the investigation so far, and how are you and your team holding up there in Louisville?
Well, thanks, Scott. It's always great to connect back with Kentuckians. You just never want it to be under these type of circumstances. In fact, you never want to do this anywhere in the country. But we have a motto that's from tragedy, we draw knowledge to improve the safety for all. So we're on the ground. We've got a large contingent here. We're over 30 individuals just from the NTSB currently. We're being supported by over 100 other individuals from specialists from all the parties, UPS staff to the manufacturer of the plane, engines. And there is a massive search going on right now to try to recover, obviously, those missing. That is our number one priority, while also doing it as safely possible. So it's a taxing situation, but we have some really great professionals that are trying to bring not only closure to this, but more importantly, to find out what happened, why it happened, and try to prevent it from happening again in the future.
Todd, let me ask you a question. The reports are that 9 people are still missing. Is it likely that those folks are going to be lost in this, or do we know yet?
I can't confirm the exact number because we hear differing things, and that's not typically an NTSB role. Those are handled by the local authorities. But I can say the Director of Emergency Management from Louisville, who has been doing an amazing job, a yeoman's job, really since the very start of this, and we've talked several times today. He and I were actually out on the scene earlier today. They have shifted from a rescue operation to what they call a recovery. So right now they are looking for remains, any remains. There's still always this question about unaccounted for, but we're looking obviously to try to get an exact number, and more importantly, the identification of those who have been recovered. We know that 12 bodies have been recovered, and that we need those to be identified, and to also find the others that may be in the rubble.
Todd, we saw some images today of NTSB investigators recovering the black box from the airplane. What can you tell us about that black box? How long will it take you to glean information from it that could help you figure out what happened?
It's a great question. And yes, the black box, which actually has 2 different components. One is a cockpit voice recorder, which obviously gets audio. The other is the flight data recorder, which looks at all of the different controls, what's happening in the systems of the plane. Both of those have already been transferred back to our Washington, D.C. office. One of our recorder specialists actually went all night, went directly to the office till early this morning, and we have opened up and now are in the process of reading that data, and we feel very comfortable that we're going to get a good data set. We also later today are going to be doing what's called an audition of the cockpit voice recorder, where some of our specialists listen to the tapes. It takes us a little time to get these information compiled, but the good news is we are going to have a lot of information to help tell the story of what happened, and again, how to prevent it in the future.
Todd, there's also reports that it appears that the plane's left engine detached from the wing during takeoff. Can you confirm that? And do you have any idea yet what might have caused the engine to come off the plane?
Yes, we have seen video, which is close CCTV from security video on the field. Luckily, Louisville Stanford Field, Muhammad Ali has a really robust set of cameras and sensors. So we've been able to see very good video of the takeoff roll, where we are seeing fire that is erupting from the left engine. As the plane is continuing the takeoff roll, the left engine detaches from the airplane and goes airborne. It then is found resting on the opposite side of the plane in between the 2 runways. We've identified that and are going to be working on the recovery of it today.
Todd, you mentioned that there are 30 plus NTSB investigators in Louisville. I have to ask, how is the government shutdown impacting those investigators, and how is it impacting your overall ability to run a complete and thorough investigation of this crash?
Well, I can say this: we have everyone that we need. All of our investigators were not part of the accepted list. We had to recall a few people because of the size and enormity of this. These are more some of the support functions that handle or help us in DC. So we have everything we need. We're going to do a quality investigation just like we've done. We've conducted over 150,000 investigations in just aviation alone. So we have a lot of experience, a lot of bench strength. We are not going to sacrifice anything in that regard. But I will say this from a human point of view, these investigators and everyone on the ground have been without a salary for 30 plus days. Now they're being asked to travel to another city, in many cases taking care of their own meals and possibly getting reimbursement in the future. But they are dedicated. They're here for a reason. People come to the NTSB. I mean, we're a very small agency of 430 some odd people. They come because they want to make a difference. And when a tragedy like this happens, they want to be on the ground, give their best, and make sure we're giving some great information back to understand what happened and how we prevent it.
Todd, I know you have a lot of contacts in Louisville, Kentucky, in law enforcement and in emergency services and in the local government there. Your interactions with those people, tell us, how are the folks in Louisville holding up here? And for the people listening around the country, UPS has a massive footprint in Louisville, Kentucky, 26,000 employees. The World Port is a center of the city in terms of its commercial activity. What have you experienced just with the folks you know there in Louisville and how they're absorbing this shocking incident?
It has been astonishing. It is truly a family affair. I've been offered a home-cooked meal so many times. Well, we were on the airplane yesterday. I probably had 2 or 3 different offers. If you need somewhere to stay, well, what can I do? How can I help? It is really, I mean, the Commonwealth is so special in so many different ways. But the people in Louisville have really come together. It's been very impressive to see how they react to a tragedy. And as you and I both know, the Commonwealth has suffered a number of tragedies over the last several years, flooding, all types of incidents. But they're strong, and they are coming together, and they are praying, obviously, for the people who have not been recovered and those who were lost. So it's again not somewhere you want to go in your old hometown or your area. But when you do, you want to make sure you try to get the best people, and we've got that. We've been warmly received. The first responders here have just done a great job. We've got 3 separate fire departments in which the debris field covers, in addition to the Louisville Metro, the emergency management. The state emergency management director brought an entire command vehicle and has said, it's yours for as long as you need. We've set it up. We know you need space. The Louisville EMA manager, I can't just praise enough, not only for his professionalism, but his interaction with our staff.
Todd Inman, member of the National Transportation Safety Board, a Kentucky native. Thank you for joining us. Todd, you are on the ground in Louisville, Kentucky. You are leading the investigation. We are grateful for your service here, and we will look forward to hearing from you in the future as you work to determine what caused this crash of the UPS cargo plane a couple of days ago in Louisville. 9 are dead, 12 are still missing. And Todd, thanks for joining us on the Scott Jennings Show.
Thank you, Scott.
All right. Todd Inman there from the NTSB. You know, I've known Todd for a long time, and you can't find a more competent person to be leading this investigation, especially back in Kentucky. Let's get a quick word.